Hello guys, today I'll be talking about Apache AH-64E helicopters that we have received just about 2 days back, and they have been inducted into the Air Force by our present Air Chief Marshal B.S. Dhanoa. Apart from these helicopters being inducted and their capabilities, abilities, there is politics also involved to these attack helicopters. So I'll be talking about the politics part of it, the inter-service politics. I'll be talking about the capability of these helicopters and also how they will be employed and why that politics, basically. So these attack helicopters were ordered during the UPA regime time. 22 are to come and get inducted into the Indian Air Force by the end of year 2020. The first batch, as we all know, was inducted at Pathankot. Now there are two attack helicopter units in India. One is located at Pathankot and another is at SuratGarh. They operate Mi-25 and Mi-35 Russian attack helicopters, or the armed helicopters. And they are being replaced by Apache AH-64Es. Army says the rightful owner of these attack assets is the Army, while the Air Force contests it and says that all air platforms should be held by the Air Force. Going back to early 80s and 90s, when the Army Aviation Corps was formed, there were such tough battles then also, but now today the things are well settled and Army Aviation Corps is doing a fantastic job in terms of logistics support and other communication aspects involved with helicopter flying, and they fly Chetaks and Cheetahs and now largely the ALHs. So this politics has been there around for a long time, and Army's point of view has been understood by the Ministry of Defence, and they have ordered additional 6 Apache helicopters that will come under control, the operational logistic control with the Army Aviation Corps, and rightly so. Now how are these assets employed? They are, it's very important to understand as to how they are employed. So you'll understand when I explain to you that why Army wants these assets under its control. Now attack helicopters are totally, actually, basically, essentially, whatever you may say, are meant to support the ground forces attacking. So whether it is held by the Air Force or the Army, finally they have to come and support the ground forces going in for assault, going in for cold start or whatever. So how it works, if I could simply put across for your understanding. India has 3 major strike corps, 3 strike corps. The role of these strike corps is to strike deep into the enemy territory. How will they strike? They will strike spearheaded by the mechanized formations. The mechanized formations would, when I say mechanized formation, it means tanks, the armored personnel carriers carrying the infantry. Then we have self-propelled artillery gun who will keep pace with the fast moving mechanized columns and provide artillery support. And also the normal infantry that would be employed in case there is an obstacle. So they will capture that obstacle, clear some space for armored columns to cross over and go into the enemy's deep hinterland. So when this activity is happening, it is not that it cannot be possible that enemy does not contest your movement. It is not a Gulf War kind of a scenario. Pakistan Army is pretty strong. They have got good armored units, mechanized infantry, and good, it's a professional army basically. They also have attack hepters, the UO Cobras. So they will contest. And how will they contest? They will bring in their armor, they will fire at our armored tanks moving, they will try to stop them, destroy them, disrupt their momentum and movement by harassing them from all sides, maneuvering all over. Now, to deny that impunity to the enemy armored columns who would be attacking our progress and restricting our progress, these attack helicopters will play a very, very major vital role. They'll be flying on top of our armored columns. They would be seeing all around 360, and moment they spot enemy armor coming, lurking close by, they will attack with their superior weaponry. And this way they will give a kind of a free run, or they will establish that air superiority and provide a sort of a free run to the mechanized columns, who would be racing ahead against time to reach their objective and defeat the enemy in the shortest possible time. The complete battle will be coordinated by a strike corps commander, and strike corps commander at that point, when the battle is at a very fast pace and momentum, would require these attack hepter assets directly under its command and control. So Air Force can say that, okay, when the war is taking place, we will give you these assets under your control. In any case, they are presently also, they are in support to the army, but then there is always a inter-services gap that persists, and there is always a time lag. There is always a lack of understanding between the orders, the military situations, and the way Air Force perceives, no matter how well you try to integrate at that level. Now here the Army aviation essentially is run by the Army officers who undergo various tactical courses and understand the nuances of tactical battle field very, very well. They exactly know what their commander wants and what those orders imply, and how they can carry out their task effectively. So that is why Army is saying that we require these assets, and I think it is absolutely justified. Air Force should leave its ego behind and hand over these assets to the rightful owner, and that is the Indian Army. Now let's talk about why these helicopters are so formidable, and what are the what is the great speciality that these helicopters have. There are essentially 8 major advantages with this helicopter, which no other helicopter in the world has. Apache AH-64Es are the world's best attack helicopters, and nearly around 2,000 of them are in service all over the world. These helicopters have armor plating, and the structure of the helicopter is strengthened. They can withstand up to 30 mm armor piercing shells direct hit from the ground. The cockpit is reinforced, the rotor blades are reinforced, the underbelly of these aircrafts are reinforced with the armor plating that makes it quite immune to the air defense fire that they would attract while operating in tactical battle area. These aircrafts are highly maneuverable. They have got the most powerful engines available in its category, that is T700 GE701D. Now these are twin engines mounted on these helicopters, and this makes them mighty powerful. The weight to thrust ratio is tremendous, and these helicopters can actually carry out loops and barrel rolls, which just like the aircraft, and with this ability they are able to evade the anti-aircraft fire and dodge enemy missiles better, and all this when they are fully loaded. So basically very, very powerful machine. Then they have top of the line data link and communication. They are equipped with time division multiple access system, which is jam resistance, which is high speed digital data network, and uses link 16. Basically you cannot jam them. With this data link you can get connected without any interference with your UAVs, with your AWACS flying on top, and have a real battle time situation right at your palms and on your display. I'll be talking about a little later. Then they have improved targeting system. They are fitted with Arrowhead targeting system, which is electro-optical fire control system. It involves multiple sensors including long-range forward-looking infrared radar with map, thermographic information, and it is co-opted with the pilot's helmet, and in the front display of the pilot everything comes very handy to him, and he can actually use this particular equipment to the best of their advantage without wasting any second. This also facilitates pilots to fly these machines at night, and this is extremely essential because largely the ground battles are fought during the darkness of the night. To make this thing of even more advantageous, they have helmet mounted display and targeting system. With this arrowhead acquisition and detection system, when it is integrated to the helmet mounted display, the targeting becomes very easy. It is the technology that is employed on the fighter aircrafts, and this technology when employed in this helicopter, it really makes it a very deadly combination. Now, as I mentioned, it has got a very high quality electronic war suit. It has got ALQ-144 infrared jammer fitted on top of the helicopter. It jams, it can jam the local air defense units to target it, and it is also fitted with black hole infrared suppression system. Then it has got 600 degree Celsius to 300 degree Celsius reduction of the exhaust temperature, because that gives a very bright thermographic signature and can be detected from very far. So basically this helicopter is well equipped to carry out local jamming and deny enemy spotting these helicopters that easily. It won't be very easy for the enemy to spot these monsters lurking somewhere in search of their tanks. Then they also have AN APG 78 longbow fire control radar. This is one of the most advanced radars available, working on the millimetric wave concept, and with this it can this helicopter can track up to 256 targets at a time. Now this is the advantage with these helicopters get, and this is tremendous, and it gives that massive power punch. So it is not only the weapon system that makes it strong, but it is basically these other aspects that really make it strong, be it the armor plating, be it the electronic warfare suit, be it the jamming equipment and the data link, and all these things really make this aircraft really formidable. Now let's talk about the weapons on board this platform. The weapon system that are on board Apache helicopters can be categorized into three parts. One is air-to-air missiles for air-to-air battles with the enemy's attack helicopter. Second is air-to-ground, basically to target the tanks, for which it is designed primarily. And thirdly, the ground-to-air for supporting the infantry and the attacking unprotected attacking columns. Air-to-air missiles, they have got Stinger missiles mounted on top. They have AIM-92 Stingers air-to-air missile to counter any enemy aircraft or the helicopter. Then they have 4 weapon pylons, and they can be mounted with AGM-114 HellFire missiles or rocket, the Hydra rocket pods, 70 mm unguided rockets. Then there is a primary weapon that they hold, that is M230 chain gun, which can fire up to 1200 up to 1200 rounds. These are 30 mm rounds and can be fired at over 600 rounds per minute speed. So that is hell of a fire. So when it comes to supporting the infantry going in for attack in close support, it will be this chain gun and the Hydra rockets that will be firing and supporting the infantry, or disrupting any unprotected elements of the enemy moving in the battlefield, and these rockets will be used to destroy them, they have a range of up to 10 kilometers, so it's quite a range for that matter. Then this HellFire missiles, they will be controlled by the longbow radar, and they have a massive capability and range up to 8 kilometers to target enemy armor, and that's again quite a lot, because the armor tank main gun cannot, I think, target anything beyond 2 to 3 kilometers. So the enemy armor would be stopped long before they even happen to see our advancing armor anywhere. So these are the weapon system that, apart from the other aspects, and the most important aspect that I covered, these weapon systems make this aircraft the most formidable, most deadly flying machine in the tactical battle area. I hope I am able to explain to you, though it would be very difficult for those who are totally naive to anything military, but still I have made my endeavor to explain to you. See you next time. Till then, Jai Hind.